Yu is an antisocial gooner who somehow managed to rizz up the most popular girl in school. However, when his childhood friend confessed to him, he now has to choose which baddie to pipe. It all begins when Yu sets up a jewelry stall at his school's fair, but he can't attract any buyers. He soon realizes that his goal of reaching 100 sales is basically mission impossible. Just then, he is greeted by a blue-haired freak who scolds him for leaving his stall unattended and reveals that while he was away, a group of girls came to check his jewelry. Instead of being happy, Yu says that even if he were at the stall, he wouldn't have managed to make any sales, but the girl reveals that she sold some of his jewelry in his absence. As Yu expresses his shock, the girl reveals that she heard from his teacher that he has to sell 100 accessories by tomorrow. When she asks Yu the reason behind it, he observes her beautiful face and wonders if she'll make fun of him after knowing the truth. Despite that, Yu reveals that it's his dream to open an accessory store, but his parents are against it and want him to be an ordinary corporate slave. However, when he insisted on being a useless jewelry seller, they agreed to support him, on the condition that he sells 100 pieces of jewelry at the fair. Hearing this, the girl starts laughing hard and says his parents are right, since there's no way he'll make better jewelry than the orphans at Shein. Regardless, she agrees to help him and uses her charms to sell out Yu's entire stock. The next day, Yu and Himari celebrate their success of selling 100 pieces of jewelry by going out to eat. As a token of his gratitude, Yu gifts Himari a necklace, but then asks her why she helped him out. Himari finally reveals that she was enchanted the moment she saw him working on his craft, and had decided then to support him. That's why she called her brother and asked him to help sell Yu's jewelry. As Yu processes this, Himari tells him that, as payment for her help, he has to devote himself to making jewelry while letting her stay by his side. 2 years later, as Yu passionately works on his accessories, he can't help but think about how fortunate he was to meet Himari, because thanks to her, he got the confidence to sell his jewelry online. Just then, Himari hugs Yu from behind and tries to playfully tease him, but he pushes her away and tries to focus on his work.
Come on, man.
Even though deep down he finds her cute. Later on, the duo shares a meal together when Himari casually asks him if he's still hung up on his childhood crush. Yu dodges Himari's question and instead asks her if she's dating someone, but she tells him she's not interested in romance. Later, as they walk home, Himari tells him that if they're both single at 30, they should marry each other and open his jewelry store. However, when Yu says he likes his women thick and curvy, she jumps on his back and starts annoying him. The next day at school, Yu heads to the vending machine when a stunning beauty walks up to buy a drink. As Yu sneaks a look at her, he notices her wearing a bracelet that he sold 2 years ago at the fair. Just then, the bracelet breaks, which upsets the girl so much that she starts to tear up. Yu offers to fix it for her, but the girl looks at him like he's on the Epstein files before running away in fear. A few hours later, Himari learns everything that happened and clowns Yu for being a chicken. Just then, his friend, Shinji, enters the class, which immediately puts Himari in a bad mood since she dated Shinji years ago. After they engage in a yapping contest, Shinji tells Yu that his childhood friend needs his help. He then tells Rin to come out if she wants to get her bracelet fixed, and Himari immediately recognizes her. Later, she tells Yu that Rin used to be her childhood friend, adding that her brother asked Rin's influencer sister to buy and promote his jewelry during the fair. This makes Yu realize why Rin didn't know he made that bracelet. After classes, Rin meets with Yu to get her bracelet fixed, but she continues to give Yu a cold shoulder until she sees him working passionately on her bracelet. Once it's as good as new, Rin shyly thanks Yu and heads home with Himari. On the way, Rin asks Himari if she's dating Yu, and she tells her they're just friends. Feeling relieved, Rin then pulls up her phone and shows Himari a picture of her wearing Yu's jewelry, admitting that she has been in love with the person who crafted such beautiful accessories, and now she finally knows Yu is the one making them. At that moment, Himari's world crumbles, as she realizes she's not the only one who loves Yu and his jewelry. The next day, Yu has breakfast with his sister, Sakura, and tells her everything that happened with Rin. Sakura admits that it's a good opportunity, as he can use Rin as inspiration to create new designs. When Yu asks what she means, Sakura explains that his jewelry isn't interesting anymore because he is only catering to Himari's aesthetic. Yu tries to counter, but Sakura warns him that if he fails to open a jewelry store by 30, he'll have to join the family business. Later in class, Yu thinks about what his sister said and admits to himself that he doesn't have loyal customers who'll only purchase from him. Elsewhere, Shinji asks Rin if she needs his help in cracking Yu, but then Himari interrupts them. Since Shinji can't tolerate Himari's ugly face, he starts messing with her, until some baddies ask him for Netflix and chill. Himari uses this moment and calls Shinji the last woman bender, causing him to leave the scene in annoyance. Now that she's alone with Rin, Himari tells her she has a wicked plan that involves her. Meanwhile, Yu tends to the flowers in the garden when Himari hugs him from behind, causing his trunk to grow in his pants. Clearing his nasty thoughts, Yu shares with Himari that he's planning on changing the theme for his next batch of jewelry. When Himari asks what he has in mind, Yu reveals that he wants to capture the passion of love and the despair that comes after it. Himari starts laughing, reminding Yu that he doesn't have any experience in romance, and the only woman he ever loved was Lana Rhodes. After bullying Yu, Himari encourages him to go through with his plan, revealing that the theme of romance will help him gather a lot of female customers. Yu then asks her if she knows anything about romance, and Himari proudly claims that she's an expert on love, since she has a line of simps. As she goes on to explain that love is really just men and women trying to satisfy the itch in their pants, Yu realizes Himari is as clueless as him. All of a sudden, Himari tells Yu that they can kiss each other to know more about love, but before Yu can say no, Himari pulls him closer, causing his heart to beat faster than ever. In the next second, Himari bursts out laughing, while Yu is left with very sad nuts. To make up for the teasing, Himari tells Yu to stay free on Saturday, as she has something planned. When the day arrives, Yu receives a free ride from Himari's older brother, Hibari, who tells Yu that he missed him a lot and can't wait for him to wife up his sister. Yu replies with an uncomfortable chuckle while Hibari asks about Sakura's well-being, revealing they were classmates, and he always admired how smart she was. Upon hearing this, Yu wonders if he was picked from the dumpster, since he's always failing his classes, but Hibari assures him that his expertise lies in crafting jewelry. After being dropped at the mall, Yu finally meets up with Himari, who mocks him for dressing worse than Naruto in Season 1. Feeling embarrassed, Yu tells her his Pinterest wasn't working, when Himari reveals they have a special guest joining them today, and Yu finds out it's Rin. After heading to a restaurant, Yu nervously strikes up a conversation with Rin, who continues to give him a cold shoulder. Seeing this, Himari steps in to break the ice by telling Yu that Rin has agreed to model for his new batch of jewelry. Yu gets shocked and asks Himari why she told Rin about his jewelry business, but Rin explains that she figured it out on her own. Despite this, Yu states that it's too sudden for him to work with Rin, but Himari pushes him to reconsider, revealing it would be good business to feature a new face for a new theme. Before Yu can turn her down, Himari reveals that she has already decided that the shoot will be held at Rin's candy shop. Later on, Yu excitedly stocks up on his supplies, which surprises Rin since she isn't used to seeing him so cheerful. Himari then explains that this is basically Yu's Sephora, and they shouldn't rush him. After making his purchase, Yu asks Rin if he can test a few products on her. When she agrees, he gently places a necklace around her neck, turning her kitty into a water fountain. Himari picks up on this and teases Rin and Yu for behaving like two hopeless virgins. Rin is unable to control her embarrassment and beats Himari until she is satisfied. Later on, they visit a flower shop for the shoot, and Rin is instantly hooked on a purple flower since the color reminds her of a thick eggplant in her mom's drawer. In the meantime, Himari nudges Yu to spend some alone time with Rin, explaining that it would be good to build chemistry before their photo shoot. Before he can argue, Himari rushes off to buy drinks, thinking she's doing God's work by bringing two virgins closer. After mustering up his courage, Yu asks Rin about the kind of flowers she likes, and she tells him she prefers her flowers big. Feeling sorry for his own tiny flower, Yu then tells Rin they should go with tulips, since they're big and represent love. Before Rin thinks he belongs to the rainbow community for liking flowers,
Why are you gay?
Yu apologizes for boring her out, but Rin assures him she wasn't bored, which shocks Yu, since he's used to people calling him boring for having girly interests. When Rin asks why he loves flowers so much, Yu explains that he once met a beautiful girl who had gotten lost in a florist shop. Since he wanted to cheer her up, he gave her a red hibiscus, which she promised to wear every day. After her parents were found, Yu promised that he would find her again, through the red hibiscus in her hair. However, when he grew older, he realized he would never find her. Since flowers don't live forever, that's when he decided to make flower jewelry, so he could preserve them forever. After narrating the story, Yu feels awkward, but then Rin tells him that she cherished that flower for as long as she could. At that moment, Yu realizes she's the girl he had been looking for. That night, Himari hugs her pillow for comfort, wondering why her heart ached after seeing Yu and Rin bond so deeply, especially when that's what she wanted. 2 days later, Yu comes to school, looking like a zombie from The Walking Dead, because after finding out Rin is the girl from his past, he has been having a hard time sleeping. He sends a text to Himari again, but finds out she has seen him zoned again. Just then, Yu hears Himari's familiar voice, but when he looks up, he finds her standing miles away from him. Surprised by this, he asks her to come closer, but Himari runs further away from him. She then tells Yu she has decided to maintain distance from him, and he asks her if he did something to offend her. Before she can answer, Rin arrives and pulls Yu closer to her, which confuses him, as he's not used to her being friendly. Picking up on his discomfort, Rin asks what's up, so Yu tells her about Himari's recent shenanigans. Rin assures him not to worry and tells Himari she has some meth in her bag. When Himari quickly comes out, Rin grabs her by her small head and forces her to walk with them. However, Yu quickly realizes this was a bad idea as he finds himself stuck between a cat fight. Luckily, he reaches his class, and Rin gives him cookies, hoping it would make him want to eat her cookie next. Observing the two, Himari later teases Yu, telling him that she fully supports their love. At that moment, Yu realizes that Himari knows Rin was his first crush, and pins her against the railing to stop her from leaving. He then confronts her, asking if she is intentionally staying away from him so he can get closer to Rin. When he finishes talking, he finds Himari blushing hard, which surprises him as he has never seen her shy. Himari quickly composes herself and tells Yu he's a clueless idiot, only for him to state that his past feelings for Rin don't matter, since she doesn't see him as boyfriend material. Instead of telling him the truth about Rin's feelings, Himari playfully shoves him back and walks away, leaving Yu hot and bothered as he recalls how cute she looked while blushing. Later on, Yu works on his jewelry pieces while explaining little details to Rin, until Himari decides that peace was never an option, and starts annoying Yu, who then turns to Rin for help. After Rin does her job and puts Himari under timeout, Yu is able to finish his work faster, and thanks Rin for helping him finish quickly, revealing that his work usually gets delayed because of Himari's constant teasing. In her defense, Himari tells Rin that Yu enjoys her teasing and reminds him of the time when she jokingly told him to kiss her. Yu quickly tells Himari to shut it, begging her to behave decently in Rin's presence. However, seeing them argue like a married couple, Rin excuses herself and rushes out. Meanwhile, Yu reaches to smack Himari, only to end up falling on top of her.
Yeah, boy.
As they stare at each other's faces, Himari tells Yu that Rin believes they've already smashed, so they might as well prove her true by doing it on the table. When Yu stammers to answer, Himari tells him that they would have done the deed at 30 anyway, as they promised to marry each other. Despite this, Yu refuses to make a move.
Come on, man.
Unable to understand if she's joking or serious, when Himari tells him he should have his first experience of love with her, Yu finally decides to listen to his whiner, and is about to kiss her, but then he hears a clicking sound and finds Himari holding her phone. Quickly snatching the device, Yu sees his smooching face and realizes he has been tricked again.
No, God, please, no!
While he crashes out, Himari starts laughing and reveals her plan of showing the image to Rin. As Yu tries to calm down, Himari quietly mutters that he should have taken her V-card when she was offering it to him. Before he can ask what she means, Himari runs away, leaving him with mixed feelings and aching nuts. While Himari takes the bus home, Yu hangs out with Shinji, who asks him if he got inside Rin's Chamber of Secrets, but Yu tells him to knock it off, since he already has a lot on his mind because of Himari. Now intrigued, Shinji urges him to open up, and Yu explains that Himari has gotten extremely clingy with him ever since they started hanging out with Rin. After hearing this, Shinji realizes what's going on but decides to stay silent for now. The next day, Yu shows the tulip jewelry to Rin, while Himari secretly burns with jealousy. He then tells Rin to pose for him, but when she stands in front of him, he is unable to capture her true personality. Seeing him unsatisfied with his clicks, Himari quickly realizes what Yu wants, and whispers something in Rin's ear. After hearing Himari's words, Rin suddenly looks at Yu, causing him to instinctively capture the image. Praising Rin, he tells her that she looked the best in that moment. After the shoot, Himari and Yu walk home together, and he asks her what she whispered to Rin. Himari tells Yu it's a secret, and then asks him to create a jewelry for her that represents love, like he's doing for Rin. Yu thinks for a moment, and after gazing at her choker, he recalls the day when they promised each other to stay lifelong best friends. After this thought, he tells her he can't do it, so Himari smiles at him and continues walking like nothing ever happened. After getting home, she curls up and hopes for a giant asteroid to destroy the planet, now that she has no chance of getting out of the friend zone. The next day, Yu and his friends celebrate the launch of his latest products. Using this moment, Shinji urges Yu to make Rin his main model, since she has better jugs than Himari. When Yu hesitates, Rin quickly tells him that she would love to help him. Just as he's warming up to the idea, Himari shouts that she can't accept this. While Rin and Yu look shocked, Shinji smiles slyly, knowing his plan worked. Meanwhile, Himari tries to cover up her jealousy by telling Rin she won't be able to handle the pressure of being a model, but Shinji clocks her tea by calling her jealous. Feeling cornered, Himari looks to Yu for help, but he tells her that he wants to work with Rin, as it has gotten overwhelming to work with her. Deep down, Yu admits he has started to feel something for Himari, so for the sake of their friendship, he wants some distance. Unfortunately, Himari doesn't take this well and suddenly pours water on Yu's head, stating that she no longer wants to be his friend. The next day at school, Yu wonders why Himari got so worked up about Rin becoming his main model. When he returns to class and sees Himari's naughty smirk, he quickly realizes she thinks he's dying to talk to her. So to break her ego, Yu brings out her favorite snacks and starts eating in front of her, but Himari deploys her crocodile tears and wins this round. Just when Yu wonders what he should do next, he receives a text from Himari, stating that she got recruited by a modeling agency in Tokyo. When he frantically asks if she is relocating, Himari refuses to answer and runs away. While chasing after her, Yu runs into Rin, who reveals she got a text from Himari, asking her to take care of him now that she's going to Tokyo. Believing this is all her fault, Rin apologizes to Yu for causing a wedge between him and Himari. Yu assures her that she's not at fault, so Rin reveals a bag of cookies, hoping it'll be enough to change Himari's mind. Yu agrees it's worth a shot and ups the bribe by bringing out her favorite drink. A few minutes later, they place the snacks on a bench and wait for the blue-haired rat to fall for the cheese trap. Suddenly, they hear Himari shouting at them for trying to bribe her with snacks. Yu comes out of his hiding and begs Himari to listen to him, but she refuses. Now, getting annoyed, Yu tells Himari that she should be grateful he's giving her the attention that she desperately has been seeking. Instead of replying, Himari takes the snacks and runs off. As Yu chases after her, he asks if she's really that envious of Rin, only to get slapped across the face. Himari finally snaps and tells Yu she's mad at him, but now tired of chasing her, Yu counters that by humiliating him and suddenly wanting to change cities, she has shown how little he meant to her. When Himari remains quiet, Yu uses force to make her talk, but ends up breaking her choker. As Himari rushes to grab the broken piece, Yu accuses her of being with him for the free jewelry. Shocked by the accusation, Himari starts crying and tells Yu he is the one who used her, since he easily replaced her with Rin. She then vents about his refusal to make love-themed accessories for her, and says she knows he traded her for Rin because he loves her huge pumpkins, but even then, she won't accept being his sloppy seconds. That's why she has decided to leave for Tokyo, where she can fulfill her dreams. After throwing the broken choker at his face, Himari runs away, while Yu drags his sorry bum to a bench, and is greeted by Shinji, who's already updated on the drama thanks to Rin. After handing him a comfort drink, Shinji apologizes to Yu for causing a rift in his friendship with Himari, and admits that he pushed for Rin to become his main model because he wanted him to spend more time with Rin, so they can eventually start dating. After hearing this, Yu tells him that he doesn't have such feelings for Rin, and Shinji explains to him that he's hesitating to have feelings for Rin because of his obvious attraction to Himari. He also reveals that Himari feels the same, since the only way she could make peace with Rin getting close to him was by moving far away from him. For the first time, Yu is grateful for his company and tells Shinji that beneath his womanizing persona, he's actually a thoughtful guy, but Shinji immediately snaps back into playboy mode and pushes Yu to show his disco balls to Rin. Later that night, Yu texts Himari, begging her to reconsider her plan. When she tells him no, Yu recalls how stubborn she is and realizes that Himari would go to Tokyo just to spite him. Meanwhile, Himari giggles, knowing she has fooled Yu into thinking that she's going to Tokyo. Just as she starts plotting on how she's going to torture Yu, she remembers the broken choker and breaks down in tears. While trying to calm down, Himari tells herself she'll have Yu make her new accessories, since he'll come crawling back to her by tomorrow. The next day, Himari waits for Yu to beg for forgiveness, but is shocked to see him act nonchalant. She then waits for him at their favorite spot, but Yu never shows up. As days go by, Himari's delusion of turning Yu into her personal slave starts to fade. The final blow comes when she opens his Instagram and finds Rin posted on it. Seeing this, Himari tears up, realizing she's as unwanted as Yu. However, to maintain her persona of the happy, bubbly girl, she acts unbothered when Hibari comes to check up on her. Despite her lie, Hibari tells her to just admit that she's doing no contact with Yu. Left with no choice, Himari discloses everything, only for Hibari to scold her for getting dumped like a loser. He reminds her that he even had to beg Rin's influencer sister to post photos of Yu's jewelry so he could get enough buyers during the school's fair. While Himari sinks into guilt, Hibari angrily reminds her that he only did so much since they both believed in Yu, and because she promised to stand by him and help him open a store. Himari finally has enough and tells Hibari she can't do it anymore, since she has developed feelings for Yu. Despite being startled by her confession, Hibari tells Himari to sacrifice her feelings and focus on helping Yu open his own Gucci store. The next day, in class, Himari replays Hibari's advice, but ultimately decides to choose a different path, one that doesn't require ignoring her feelings or giving up on Yu. She then calls him in the lab and tries to mend things, when Yu hands her a notice of his withdrawal from school. Confused, Himari asks why he's dropping out, and Yu explains that she's the most important thing in his life, so he has decided to follow her to Tokyo. Shocked by this, Himari snatches the notice and tears it apart, stating they're not going anywhere. After telling Yu she's back to being his best friend, Himari becomes clingy again when Yu slips a friendship ring on her finger, stating that he made it just for her because she will always be number one in his life. After sorting things out with Himari, Yu recalls the past when he became certain that he wanted to turn his love for flower accessories into a profitable business. While he was working on his game plan to open a jewelry store and then his own flower shop, Himari dragged him out to eat lunch with her. At that time, he found her bossy personality super annoying, so he told her he wanted to eat alone. Just then, a hot jock calls Himari to have a bite with him, but she turns him down, knowing he just wants to see her pepperones. Feeling insulted, the jock asks if Himari is ignoring him just to hang out with the school's loser, but Himari immediately fires back that Yu is way cooler and drags him away with her. Arriving in the lab, Himari pesters Yu to tell her why he has been ignoring her, but when he remains quiet, she decides to tickle him for answers. After laughing his knickers off, Yu confesses that everyone thinks he shouldn't breathe the same oxygen as her, because she's beautiful and popular. However, Himari tells Yu that he shouldn't care about the opinions of losers. To further prove her point, she shows Yu a text thread with the jock, where he had been begging for a crumb of her cookie. As Yu starts to realize how pathetic these chads really are, Himari explains that she enjoys hanging out with him because he has pure intentions. She then tells Yu to promise her that he'll never fall for her and always remain her best friend. When Yu makes the promise, Himari secures the moment in a voice recording. Just after 2 years, Yu ends up falling in love with Himari. Seeing her come towards him, Yu feels guilty for not being able to uphold his promise, but then Himari's playful bullying pulls him out of the depression, and he notices she's not wearing the ring. Pointing at her choker, Himari reveals she turned the ring into a necklace, which fills Yu with relief, as he thought the ring got lost in her cave of wonder during a passionate night. Knowing Yu, Himari assures him she'll treasure the ring, making him blush. Wanting to even out the score, Yu grabs Himari and tells her they should start dating, but Himari looks at him coldly, making Yu realize that he can't fool her. Excusing herself, Himari then cools herself down by splashing water on her heated face, and admits that she almost fell for Yu's prank, which made her forget to tell him that everyone now knows he's the creator behind the Yu brand. After a while, Himari learns that Yu flunked his midterm exam because he fell asleep. When she starts to panic, Yu reveals that the teacher will only pass him if he gets good grades on the makeup test. Naturally, Himari offers to help him study since he's a crayon eater. She then reveals that people found out he's the one behind her cool accessories, but when Yu remains unbothered by the news, Himari panics and tells him that she won't like it if girls start flocking around him. Realizing she's worried about history repeating, as it did with Rin, Yu reassures Himari that she will always remain his number one. Just then, they notice Rin looming over them like a dark cloud. She apologizes for intruding and leaves without saying anything more. Shocked by this, Himari asks Yu why Rin looks like her hamster died. Yu struggles to reply, and instead tells Himari that she must have done something to upset Rin, since she seems to be avoiding her. Later in class, Yu worries about how he should tell Himari that a lot of things happened between him and Rin while they were fighting. Meanwhile, Himari burns with anger over Yu's identity being leaked and plots to slime the one who leaked it. When she gets the chance, she confronts Shinji, asking him why he leaked Yu's identity. Instead of lying about it, Shinji bluntly tells Himari that he did it all for Rin so she could start dating Yu, and together they'll give the world a better football team than Manchester United. Himari scoffs at him and tells Shinji to stop dreaming since Yu chose her over Rin. However, Shinji counters that she will never be a threat to Rin since she got the Humpty Dumpty-shaped melons. After Himari's confrontation, she gets insecure about her place in Yu's life, so she takes him home to let him snack on her Krabby Patties. However, when they get home, Hibari shows up with multiple books and tells Yu that he'll teach him everything there is to know, so he'll never have to take an exam in his life again. Hearing this, Yu turns to Himari for help, but she quietly sneaks out. After Yu's intense study session, Himari takes him to wash up. As he starts undressing, Himari opens the door. Seeing his demonic dong, Himari gets excited and tells Yu she wants to wash his sweaty body. Before Yu can argue, she leaves to undress and tells him to close his eyes. Following her instructions, Yu sits down and waits for his hot best friend to bathe him, but then he finds Hibari and lets out a scream. Meanwhile, Himari bursts out laughing, but Hibari apologizes for his sister's pranks. As Himari leaves the boys to carry out their bromance, Hibari tells Yu he's glad his sister made up with him. Hearing this, Yu innocently reveals he was the one who made up to Himari. Hibari's face suddenly darkens, and after getting out of the bath, he tells Himari they need to have a chat. The next day, as Hibari drives them to school, Yu finds Himari crying her eyes out. Realizing it's in his best interest not to ask, Yu quietly hears Hibari's TED Talk on how to become a hot-right businessman. Once they're dropped off, Yu asks Himari if she's okay, and she tells him she is, now that Hibari has gone. Just then, Rin appears looking like a ghost and asks why they got out of the car together. When Yu fills her in on everything, Rin announces she is joining their study session as well. Later in class, Yu texts Rin, hoping to convince her to drop out of the study session. However, Rin reassures him that he doesn't need to worry about anything, as she already told her mother about it. Meanwhile, Himari gets annoyed when she sees Yu text Rin and tries to get him in trouble by ratting him out to the teacher. Yu then sends an angry text to Himari, telling her to stop pushing his buttons, especially after his encounter with Rin. Reading his text, Himari tells Yu that since her brother is beefing with Rin's elder sister, he doesn't want Rin to come to their place. While Yu is shocked to hear this, Himari starts teasing him about how she caught sight of his king cobra yesterday. Feeling embarrassed, Yu yells at Himari, which earns him a scolding from the teacher. After class, Yu gets approached by the school bops, who praise him for running a successful online business. Yu cringes at their behavior, recalling that Himari warned him something like this would happen. The girls then ask him if he can make free accessories for them, in exchange for seeing their plot holes. When Shinji arrives and asks Yu why he's hanging out with girls who are deadlier than a dog with rabies. After being insulted, the girls quickly walk away. Elsewhere, Rin asks Himari what she should bring to the sleepover, but Himari can't help noticing how she is casually talking to her now that she wants to join the study session. While she tells Rin the study session isn't happening, Shinji hears Yu's sob story about being caught between Himari and Rin. After patiently hearing him, Shinji tells him he sounds like the guy who complains about his steak being too juicy and his lobster being too buttery. However, to cheer Yu up, Shinji pushes him to just enjoy himself, and the girls will realize on their own that he is a femboy who likes dressing up for fat Redditors. Just when Yu is contemplating kirkifying himself, Shinji tells him that he and Rin saw him getting freaky with Himari in the lab. Now, feeling worse than ever, Yu walks towards the roof, wanting to pancake himself when he runs into Himari. She then tells him the sleepover is going to be at his place, and Yu becomes more upset. Seeing his depressed face, Himari gives him $1 million smile, which renews his will to live, until a girl tells Himari they have a student council meeting later on. Himari then apologizes to Yu and tells him he will have to do the study session alone with Rin, and runs away before Yu throws a tantrum. Left with no choice, Yu hurries home and finds his entire room cluttered with playboys. Before Rin sees he's a gooner, he quickly cleans his room. Seconds later, Rin arrives, looking extra hot, and seeing her wearing his tulip clip, Yu immediately feels the urge to choke his chicken. Hoping to calm himself down, he thinks about your ugly grandma and then takes Rin to his room,
Yeah, boy.
where she starts looking around. Confused, Yu asks what she's trying to find, and Rin tells him that she thought he'd have flowers in his room. Yu smiles at Rin's curiosity, and then shows her a closet filled with exotic flowers, which impresses Rin. After the tour, Yu asks Rin to help him with the difficult questions, and she confidently tells him she's good at studying, revealing she's the second highest achiever in their class. Yu is amazed because she looks like Sydney Sweeney, whose only talents are her big melons. Naturally, Rin is offended by his shock, so Yu quickly tries to cover up his mistake by changing the subject. When he asks who's the top student, Rin angrily reveals it's Shinji, which leaves Yu in even bigger shock. As they get down to studying, Yu asks Rin to teach him a sum, when his eyes land on her mommy milkers. He then tells Rin he's thirsty for milk and rushes to the kitchen, where he prays for Himari to come quickly and save him from all this awkwardness. After brewing tea, Yu returns to his room, where he finds Rin snorting his pillow like it's Pokemon's armpits. Realizing she has been caught red-handed, Rin quietly sits down and then tells Yu she couldn't help it, since his pillow smelled so good. When Yu reveals he spilled some cherry tea last night, Rin goes on for a second round of sniffing. Yu blushes and tells Rin she is behaving like Diddy, but she keeps going and then randomly confesses her feelings for him. Instead of reacting, Yu recalls the first time Rin confessed to him, which was during the time when he was preparing to shift to Tokyo with Himari. At present, Yu gets done with his studies and finds Rin sleeping on his bed. Knowing that if Himari saw her like this, it would be a nightmare for him, Yu tries to wake her up, when Rin starts motorboating him in her sleep. Just then, the door opens and Himari and Sakura find Yu enjoying the oppai buffet. As he's getting an earful from Sakura, Rin wakes up and apologizes for causing all the mess. Observing her face, Sakura realizes she is Kureha's sister. While Rin is shocked to know that Sakura knows her sister, she then reveals that Kureha was her classmate, and they all hang out sometimes with Hibari. Now, it's Himari's turn to be surprised, since Hibari always gets salty hearing about Kureha. After a while, Sakura asks Rin if she has a crush on Yu, and Rin's expressions tell her everything she wants to know. She then tells Rin that both she and her sister suck at choosing men. Once Sakura takes her leave, Yu apologizes to Rin for her sister's behavior, but she assures him that Sakura is way better than her selfish sister, who shows up unannounced. Himari finally realizes she is the main heroine, and asks Rin why she so easily revealed to Sakura that she's in love with Yu. Before she speaks, Yu tells Himari that Rin has already confessed to him like 4 times now. Himari starts losing her mind, while Rin smiles triumphantly, until she accidentally reveals that Yu had a crush on her. Shocked, Rin asks Yu if what Himari is saying is true. After yelling at Himari for exposing him, Yu admits to Rin that she was his first crush, but now he isn't sure about his feelings for her. Instead of being sad, Rin takes the rejection like a champ, since she is used to it by now. She then reveals her plan of working hard to become Yu's #1 and Himari's best friend. Hearing this, Yu realizes Rin's strategy is to steal him from Himari, without upsetting her, because by then they will be best friends. When Yu looks at Himari for what to do next, she tells him that she doesn't have a problem with it. Later on, Hibari learns everything and tells Himari she already lost the plot by letting Rin come between her and Yu. When Himari asks what she should do now, Hibari urges her to be truthful with Yu, or else she'll lose him to Rin. After a few days, Yu passes his makeup test and is glad he won't have to work at McDonald's. A few days later, Yu heads to school, wondering what he should do to become a Sigma male when Himari greets him in her summer uniform. Seeing the skimpy outfit, Yu starts shooting ropes in his pants, while Himari teases him for eyeing her cherries. As they enter the class together, Yu tries to get back at Himari by posing as a Chad, and tells her to keep her distance or else people will think they are dating. Slightly flustered, Himari asks him if they should start dating seriously, and now it's Yu's turn to blush. Just then, Himari flicks his forehead, but he flicks her right back, which annoys Himari, so she tells Yu to stop acting so cool with her. Later on, they stop by the vending machine, and Himari asks Yu about his plans. He tells her that he wants to have a project meeting, now that Rin is going to work with them. Just then, Rin arrives, and both Yu and Himari are cranked up after seeing her busty bod in the summer uniform. When Himari catches Yu looking, she gives him an ugly smile, which tells Yu that she is planning a double homicide in her head. Later on, they sit down to discuss a strategy for the new batch of accessories, when the Bops return and pester Yu to make them jewelry. Being the pushover that he is, Yu takes the girls, named Mao and Asumi, to his lab, where he welcomes them to pick any accessory they like. However, the brats complain about wanting customized jewelry, causing Yu to laugh awkwardly. Himari steps in and strictly tells the girls that customized accessories will cost them a pretty penny, since Yu makes them with a lot of effort. Upon hearing this, the girls apologize, explaining they didn't know such details. Mao then reveals she wants customized jewelry for herself and her boyfriend, since their 1-week anniversary is approaching. Thinking for a moment, Yu admits to himself that making a couple jewelry would be a new goal for him, and since Sakura advised him to create new designs, Yu accepts the task. Once the girls leave, Yu slumps down in exhaustion, revealing that he can't socialize anymore, but Himari tells him it's important for him to engage with new customers. Some hours later, Yu tells Himari and Rin he wants to use Japanese cornel for the couple's accessories. When Himari Googles the flower, she learns that it signifies resilience and maturity. Confused by Yu's choice, she asks why he is going with an old-school flower for Mao and her boy. Yu then reveals that when he saw the couple, they gave him a very calm vibe, instead of those couples who look like they're ready to tear each other's clothes. When Yu asks for their opinions, Himari tells him that she respects his vision, but ultimately, it's up to the customer to tell him if they like his vision or not. Agreeing with her, Yu then frets over what price they should set for the jewelry. As Rin is new to the game, she asks Yu why he's worried, and Himari reveals they believe their prices are too high for normal students. In the end, they decide to figure something out later, and a few days later, Yu presents the matching rings to Mao and her sumo wrestler boyfriend. They quickly take a liking to it and ask Yu to design a couple necklace as well. Yu agrees and sizes up the guy's neck, who admits that he was a bit shy about wearing a couple jewelry, but since his designs are so wonderful, he doesn't mind it anymore. Yu is pleased to hear this, and later, when he shows the necklaces to the couple, he feels a new kind of happiness in his heart. The next day, Yu is greeted by a new customer, who tells him to make a customized piece for her that'll make her crush cream over her. Despite being a little weirded by the request, Yu agrees and, a few days later, gives her a flower clip. She quickly takes a liking to it, claiming that the rumors were true, Before he can ask what rumor, a bunch of girls enter, asking if he is the one making jewelry that will help them bag their crushes. Later on, Yu discusses the outrageous rumor with his team, but Himari can't help but admit that it has been helpful for their business, since girls are paying them ridiculously good money for customized jewelry that they believe will help them get their crushes. With so many orders coming in, Yu decides to stay at Himari's place, so he can focus on working, which he can't do at his own home because of his annoying cat. However, seeing Yu work tirelessly, Himari offers him her lap to sleep in. As Yu takes her up on the offer, Himari asks him if he is secretly comparing her mosquito bites with Rin's bazookas. Yu quickly tells her he's not one to be ungrateful when God is blessing him with her thighs. Finding Yu's answer acceptable, Himari starts playing with his cheeks, when Yu asks him why she asked him to make love-themed jewelry for her. Despite being embarrassed over it, Himari tells him she just wanted it because Rin looked cute in hers. Yu feels relieved, admitting to himself that he was afraid that Himari had fallen for someone. He then realizes that he can't accept her dating anyone else, and wants her only to himself. At the same time, Himari realizes Yu has gotten more passionate for his craft, and wonders if he will leave her behind to chase new goals. To make matters worse, she later sees Shinji's ugly face and clings tighter to Yu. Seeing this, Shinji tells Rin to save her physical moves for important moments, and it'll help her get Yu in no time. After hearing this, Yu tells them to stop treating him like an object. Shinji then tells Yu to come with him for a boys-only hangout. As Yu follows him to the rooftop, Shinji urges him to consider Rin as his love interest, but Yu gets annoyed and asks him why he's so invested in Rin's love life. At that moment, Shinji reveals that Rin did something for him that nobody ever did, and that's why he wants to help her out. Later that day, Yu's homeroom teacher, Sasaki, tells him he received a complaint from one of the parents about him coercing people to buy his overpriced jewelry. Yu is shocked and tells Sasaki that he runs his business ethically, but Sasaki tells him to put everything on hold until he talks it over with the principal. When Yu tells the girls what happened, Himari becomes ready to throw hands. At the same time, the girl who caused this drama crashes out after getting rejected by her crush, and for thinking that an overpriced piece of jewelry will help her win her crush. Just then, Yu and the girls watch her throw the clip. While Himari angrily confronts her, Yu realizes that love doesn't always make people better and can sometimes drive them crazy. The next day, Sakura attends a meeting with Sasaki and the fat principal, where she gets told by them that Yu isn't in trouble and is free to run his business at the school, on the condition that he provides a refund when asked. When Yu learns of this, he becomes more depressed, since he is now familiar with the ugliness of human nature. Meanwhile, Mao and Asumi apologize to Himari, explaining that they only spread the rumor about Yu's jewelry bringing luck and love because they wanted to do something nice for him. After listening to their stupid apology, Himari can't help but think how those idiots ruined their business. Despite the chaos, Himari pushes herself to be optimistic for Yu's sake and hurries to greet him. However, when Yu barely acknowledges her existence, Himari realizes he is still extremely sad about the entire situation. She then becomes more determined to be there for him, believing that it's just a small bump in the road. Meanwhile, Yu meets up with Shinji, who blames himself for everything, and tells Yu that if he hadn't outed him as the creator of Yu, then this wouldn't have happened. However, Yu replies to Shinji that he understands his motives and doesn't blame him. Shocked by his reply, Shinji asks why he has suddenly turned so mature, but Yu quietly takes his leave. Meanwhile, Rin asks Himari what they will do about the store, and she reveals her plan of taking Yu out for the weekend, hoping it will cheer him up. Opposing the idea, Rin tells Himari it won't be easy to pull Yu out of his slump, since he is hurt by something that he loved. Feeling threatened by Rin's maturity, Himari tells her that they're in this pickle because of Shinji. When she accuses her of participating in Shinji's plan, Rin becomes angry and tells Himari she would never hurt Yu. Despite this, Himari calls her a calculating B-word and states that Yu isn't a weakling who quits over small issues. Rin has enough of Himari's brattiness and tells her that she hates her, and Himari returns the energy. Just then, Yu arrives, carrying a box full of returned jewelry. As they enter the lab together, Himari asks Yu what he will do with them, and he flatly tells her he doesn't know, since he can't resell them. While Yu quietly stares at the discarded jewelry that he made with love, Himari suddenly perks up and announces a road trip. When she explains a change of scenery would help him bounce back, Yu reveals that he's decided to stop making jewelry until he graduates. As the girls look at him in shock, Yu tells them that he was foolish for thinking he could have it all. While Rin looks at Yu sympathetically, Himari pushes him to reconsider his decision by reminding him of the passion in his eyes when he's creating jewelry. Yu feels betrayed by her insensitivity and asks her if she'll stop hanging out with him since he has decided to stop making jewelry. In return, Himari counters that it was their idea to open a jewelry store. During this back and forth, Himari ends up spilling juice on him. Ignoring the spillage, Yu shouts at Himari that it was his dream to open the jewelry store, and he won't let anyone force him into it. Startled by his words, Himari angrily grabs the box full of jewelry, ready to throw it out, but then stops at the last minute and tells Yu to do whatever he wants. Returning home, Himari starts bed-rotting while listening to Lana Del Rey. When Hibari enters her room, just by taking a glance, he learns that Himari had a fight with Yu. When he asks her if she pushed Yu too hard, Himari admits that she's afraid of Yu losing his passion. Hearing this, Hibari smiles, since this is the first time Himari admitted her true feelings. So he tells her it's important to let Yu overcome this hurdle alone, as it will teach him true reliance in the face of difficulty. The next day, Yu apologizes to Himari for being rude, but she quickly asks him if Rin or Sakura told him to say sorry. When Yu assures her he genuinely feels bad, Himari asks him if he's going to continue making accessories. Yu then reveals that his decision to quit is final, only for Himari to state that she is done being his best friend. After telling him that opening a jewelry store wasn't just his dream, Himari walks away, leaving Yu more heartbroken than ever. A week goes by, and Himari continues to ignore Yu, while Rin uses this opportunity to get closer to him. As they hang out at his place, Rin flaunts her terrible gaming skills, which makes Yu laugh. However, Rin can sense the sadness behind his laughter, so she tells Yu that Himari was right. He looks the happiest when he's making jewelry. Yu gets quiet and then tells Rin that making jewelry doesn't make him happy after what happened. When Rin calls him a wimp for quitting over a small inconvenience and wonders how Himari put up with him, Yu gets angry and tells her it's none of her business. However, he soon realizes he was being rude and is about to say sorry when he sees Rin smiling like an idiot. She explains that it's nice to know he's honest with his feelings, and Yu can't help but think Rin is a psycho. He then takes her to his room,
Yeah, boy.
where he reveals an earring and asks Rin if she can tell who they're made for. When she says Himari's name, Yu tells her she guessed right. He explains that after he saw his jewelry being discarded, he realized he was only making stuff so that Himari would keep him around. After hearing his Japanese, Rin snacks Yu's forehead like she's Itachi and Yu is her emo brother. She then tells him it doesn't matter why he's making jewelry, and he certainly shouldn't let someone's failed love life stop him from doing something he has been passionate about for years. Yu remains quiet, knowing Rin is right. In the meantime, she tells him she's willing to support him even if he stops making jewelry. Hearing this, Yu realizes that if he quits making accessories, then he can have a life with Rin, but Himari won't be in it, so he apologizes to Rin, making her realize that he has chosen his path. Shortly after that, they arrive at Himari's place, where Yu tries to make up with her, but she surprises him by apologizing for lying about going to Tokyo. To show how guilty she is, Himari empties a water hose on herself, causing Rin to run inside for a towel. Now alone with Himari, Yu admits he only ever made accessories because of her, and he backed out because it felt like he was cheating the customers who asked for custom pieces, since all of his work was created with her in mind. Hearing this, Himari starts blushing, but to mask her true feelings, she starts clowning Yu, asking him if he wants to date her. However, Yu tells her that he'd rather put it in a Venus flytrap than get with her. A few years ago, Yu became friends with a boy named Sawamura, and with Himari always clinging to him, they became a group of 3. At that time, Yu was preparing to hold a flower exhibition for Himari's sake, when Sawamura pleaded with him to let him have some alone time with Himari. Yu was all about the bro code, so he agrees and tells Himari the flower exhibition got cancelled, only to host it alone. During this moment, Yu tries to convince himself that he's helping Himari find a nice boyfriend, but deep down, he doesn't feel good about Sawamura dating her. With no one else to talk to, Yu shares his dilemma with his teacher, Yumi, who advises him not to overcomplicate his feelings and listen to his heart. Thanking her, Yu returns to the exhibition, where he ends up dozing off. By the time he wakes up, he sees Himari looming over him. Shocked, Yu asks her if she met up with Sawamura, and Himari reveals she did, but not for long, since Sawamura started confessing his feelings to her. When Yu asks her why she didn't accept his proposal, Himari tells him she'd never date a guy whose name sounds like shawarma. Besides, she knew Sawamura was using him to get in her pants. Looking at Yu's shocked face, Himari further reveals that before they became friends, Sawamura kept asking her out, but she always refused. Yu becomes depressed after hearing this, so Himari gives him a head pat, assuring him that he only needs her by his side. After realizing she is right, Yu tells her to help him with the exhibition. As they start taking care of the flowers together, Himari sees a sunflower arrangement and instantly realizes that Yu made it for her. Feeling shy, Yu tries to deny it, but Himari tells him she knows it's for her since her name means sunflowers. She then asks him not to set her up with boys, as she doesn't want to leave him behind. However, Yu tells her she can't live her life alone, but Himari assures him she has taken care of that by having him as her best friend. In the present, Himari wakes up and looks at her reflection in the mirror. Despite finding herself pretty, Himari admits that her beauty is useless because she doesn't have any cool talents like Yu. After the pity party, Himari heads to school, where she tries to hug Yu, but gets ignored by him. Pouting at his coldness, Himari quickly realizes he is texting Rin, and tries to get him to stop by asking if he has any plans for summer break. When Yu remains glued to his phone, Himari asks him if he wants to clean her pipes, causing him to finally look at her in shock. Getting all flustered, Yu tells Himari homies don't bang each other, but she continues to tease him, until Rin shuts her up by grabbing her face. After punishing her, Rin grabs Yu's hand and takes him away, leaving Himari in the dust. Arriving at the rooftop, Rin opens her mouth wide so Yu can feed her a foot-long sausage. In the last second, Yu panics and tells Rin he can't do it anymore, but she pushes him to keep going if he wants to suppress his romantic feelings for Himari and focus on opening his store. A few hours later, Himari tells Yu to help her shop for swimsuits, which startles him, and he scolds her for asking a man to pick bikinis for her. Meanwhile, Himari begs Yu to just come with her, but he tells her he's inviting Rin as well. Despite being annoyed by this, Himari agrees, so Yu runs off to find Rin. A few seconds later, Rin arrives, but punishes Yu for inviting her to shop for bikinis, thinking that he is doing it to see her hot legs. Yu then clarifies that he only sought her help because he doesn't want to be alone with Himari. In return, Rin tells him to man up and turn down Himari's invitation, but Yu makes the excuse that he can't say no to his best friend. Knowing this, Rin tells Yu she has band practice, and that's why he'll face Himari alone. So, in the end, Yu arrives at the mall with Himari and sees a bunch of couples shopping for hot swimsuits. Himari then tells him to pick a bikini for him, which surprises him, and he tells her she doesn't need his approval. However, Himari counters that she wants to get something that'll make him want her body, only for Yu to start blushing. Later on, Himari picks a swimsuit, knowing it will make Yu harder than Goku's abs. After putting it on, Himari invites Yu to look at her, which leaves him so excited that he ends up releasing his yogurt and then runs home to clean up. He's then told by Sakura that he has a visitor, and seconds later, Kureha reveals herself. In the meantime, Himari confronts Shinji, asking if he did something to make Yu turn away from her. At first, Shinji tells her Yu got tired of his clownery, but then reveals that he didn't have to do anything, since Kureha took care of everything. Back at Yu's house, Kureha tells him to convince Himari to join their modeling agency. When Yu explains that he's going to open a store with Himari, Kureha reveals that she already knows about that. She then shows Yu a suitcase filled with cash, and tells him that he can become a rich millionaire if he does as told. However, Yu shouts at her, stating that Himari isn't an object to be sold, but Kureha remains calm and tells Yu that he's holding back Himari from becoming Japan's top model. She further mocks him, saying his accessories are mediocre, and always will be, so he should let Himari go to Tokyo. While Yu blushes in embarrassment, Kureha screws with him some more by calling him selfish for holding Himari back, just because he has feelings for her. Just when Yu wonders if Kureha is right, the door opens, and Hibari tells Kureha to stop toying with Yu. Seeing them argue, Yu asks Sakura what's going on, and she reveals that Hibari and Kureha are exes. Meanwhile, Kureha pulls a video of Hibari doing something embarrassing while they were dating, causing him to fall on his knees. Sakura finally has enough of this nonsense and tells Kureha to stop forcing her ideals on others. In response, Kureha sighs and tells Yu to make his best piece of accessory during the summer break. If he does manage to impress her, then she won't take Himari to Tokyo. Hearing this, Hibari asks Kureha why she even thinks she has that kind of leverage. Kureha then reveals that Himari was the one who texted her about the modeling job, so she paid her company a hefty sum to stage her big entrance, only for Himari to bail at the last minute. That's why, if Yu fails to impress her, she'll blackmail Himari into going to Tokyo. Left with no choice, Yu agrees. After Kureha leaves, Himari announces that she should just run away with Yu, but Sakura tells her that it's a bad idea because Kureha will find them and open a jewelry store next to them. Hibari jumps in and tells Yu that if push comes to shove, he should give up on Himari, get that bag from Kureha, and then he'll help him open a store. However, Yu turns down Hibari's offer and assures everyone that he won't lose the challenge. The next day, he mulls over the strange theme Kureha assigned him called Memories of Summer. Amidst his worries, he realizes that he has never turned his haters into fans, and that this could be his moment to prove he is not someone to be messed with. Just then, Himari shows up and tells Yu they should go out to collect ideas for the theme, but seeing her so carefree, Yu reminds her that she needs to take this seriously. Himari then reveals she has a backup plan in case he fails to impress Kureha. When Yu inquires about it, Himari states that she will go to Tokyo, join the agency, and quit right after it. Yu sighs and tells Himari she will get kirkified if she keeps pissing off people with her dumb ideas, and besides, she will still have to quit school. Despite Yu's concerns, Himari nonchalantly tells him that she's not worried because she knows he will take care of her. Upon hearing this, Yu blushes and tells Himari she is making it sound like they are husband and wife. Seeing his flustered face, Himari shyly tells Yu that she means exactly that, and reminds him that he promised to marry her. After hearing this, Yu gets worked up and tells Himari he will win the challenge, but then Himari starts laughing and reveals that she was just pulling his leg. Feeling embarrassed, Yu curses Himari, who then complains that he has been extremely cold towards her lately. Before he can say anything, Rin walks up to them, and Himari takes her whining to her. Unlike Yu, Rin doesn't entertain her and is quick to shut her up. Elsewhere, Shinji is greeted by Hibari and immediately scowls after seeing him. The boys get talking, and Hibari asks him if he has been helping Kureha behind the scenes. Smirking proudly, Shinji admits that while he supports Yu's artistic talents, he will do anything to make sure Rin gets her happy ending. In response, Hibari grabs Shinji by the chin and tells him that, unlike him, he only cares about Yu working on his jewelry. With that, Hibari goes on his way, leaving Shinji in pure rage. Meanwhile, Yu, Rin, and Himari have lunch together, where they try to brainstorm some ideas for the theme. Yu gives up early on, stating the theme is too broad, so Himari tells Rin they should think of some ideas for Yu. Rin agrees and tells Himari to go first, but regrets it immediately, as Himari reveals they should make their mood board by showing two best friends hooking up after school. Yu gets worked up and tells Himari they can't add a raunchy element. While Himari takes the L, Rin shyly asks if they can instead show the moment when two lovers lose their V-cards on a sunny day. Naturally, Himari is flabbergasted, while Yu sighs in defeat, realizing he will have to think of something on his own. Later on, they arrive at the beach, where Yu takes a couple of pictures of Himari and Rin playing in the ocean. However, after going through his gallery, he tells the girls that he might goon to these pics, but other than that, he doesn't feel satisfied. Just then, he sees two brats playing video games and gets an idea. A few minutes later, they arrive at an old building, and Yu reveals to Rin that this is the flower arrangement school that he used to attend. As they enter, Yu finds Yumi gaming hard, until she realizes she has visitors. They start catching up, and Yu reveals that it's a long story, but he wants to see other people's work for inspiration. Yumi obliges and shows him an album, and Rin sees an old picture of Himari and Yu together. Yumi then makes a comment about how Himari used to have beautiful long hair back then. Hearing this, Himari jokingly says that she cut them off because of Yu. When Rin hears this, she asks Yu if she should cut her hair for him, but he quickly assures her that he likes her with longer hair. Afterwards, Yumi encourages them to practice arranging flowers, but Himari taps out. As she sees Rin and Yu working together, she thinks about how she has always been bad at creating stuff, be it cooking, flower arrangement, or anything else. When it gets unbearable to see Yu with Rin, Himari excuses herself and heads to the toilet. There, she reflects on how she had to cut her hair off because Yu accidentally burned them. Since he felt so guilty, she decided to keep her hair short so he wouldn't have anything to apologize for ever again. However, now she can't help but wonder if Yu would have liked her romantically, had she been feminine like Rin. After feeling sorry for herself, Himari gets out of the toilet and learns that Yu has decided to make a sunflower wreath for the challenge, something similar to what he made for her. Hearing this, Yumi tells Yu he can get sunflowers from a flower festival. The next day, Yu and Himari board the train to go to the festival. Himari tells Yu that he must be feeling sad since Rin couldn't come. When Yu doesn't say anything, Himari confronts him, asking if he's avoiding her because he has feelings for Rin. While gazing at her face, Yu wishes to tell Himari that he has been avoiding her because she makes his heart beat like crazy. Before he can say anything, Himari excuses herself and leaves to buy a drink. At the vending store, she compares herself to Rin and thinks that she isn't as beautiful as her. After arriving at their destination, Yu is instantly mesmerized by the beautiful sunflowers, while Himari quietly tags along. As Yu starts searching for the perfect sunflower for his project, Himari tries to talk to him, but finds him completely engrossed in the flowers. She can't help but feel jealous and tells Yu that she loves him and wants him to look at her. However, knowing Yu wouldn't hear her, she turns around, only for Yu to tell her to stop joking around all the time. Himari feels crushed, realizing her feelings will never reach Yu, and runs away. As she falls on the ground, she starts cursing herself for not being as perfect as Rin. Yu finds her soon enough, and asks her why she has been behaving weirdly. Feeling angry and desperate, Himari throws her choker at Yu before pulling him in for a kiss. Returning to the lab, Yu is frantic, excited, and worried over the kiss he had with Himari. Since he can't talk to anyone about all the feelings he is experiencing at once, he turns to his flowers and starts chatting with them. Just then, he hears Shinji's voice, telling him he looks like a resident of a psych ward. Yu lets out a shocked scream, but after calming down, he accuses Shinji of working with Kureha. However, Shinji assures him that this wasn't his doing, but when Yu refuses to believe him, Shinji reveals that he willingly told Kureha everything, and got tossed aside after she got all the intel. Surprised by this, Yu wonders how Kureha outsmarted him. When Shinji shyly reveals that he is in love with her, Yu is shocked, as he had never expected a womanizer like Shinji to have romantic feelings for a woman. In the meantime, Shinji gets offended, knowing exactly what Yu is thinking. After scolding him, he urges him to forget everything and just focus on impressing Kureha, or else he'll lose Himari. Once Shinji leaves, Yu realizes he is right, and he should dedicate his heart to making his best piece of jewelry. In the meantime, Himari tries to fill the gaping hole in her heart by stuffing dumplings. Unfortunately, she runs out of food and decides to bed rot, only to get a flashback of her kiss with Yu. As she starts cursing herself, she hears Himari's voice, asking her to come inside. Not wanting to tell him what happened, Himari tries to sneak out, but finds Himari standing outside her window. Shortly after this, he learns everything and assures Himari he isn't going to scold her because he is proud of her for being true to her feelings. The next day, Yu is greeted by Rin, who knows everything about the kiss thanks to Shinji. Yu then reveals to her that he is planning on confessing to Himari, and Rin tells him to go for it, which shocks Yu. Rin clarifies that even if he were dating Himari, she would have still confessed to him. She then tells Yu that she plans to become Himari's best friend, so she would pity her and occasionally let her have his sausage. With that, Rin turns to leave, when she is greeted by Himari. Despite smiling at her, Rin smacks the daylights out of her for kissing Yu and then walks away like nothing ever happened. After recovering from the punch, Himari nervously enters the class, and Yu tells her that he is not going to pretend the kiss didn't happen. As Himari turns to look at him, Yu tells her he has to tell her something after he's done defeating Kureha. Himari smiles, which makes Yu's heart race, causing him to look for a distraction. He then turns towards his flowers and reveals to Himari that he's planning on making a sunflower tiara for her. After a couple of days, Himari reveals she will be going on a family trip during the Obon festival. Similarly, Rin tells them she's going to be busy, working at her family's candy shop. Hearing this, Yu wonders where he should work, since his other sisters are coming home for the festival, and he has to finish his project by then. Himari then tells him to work at her place, which fills Yu with gratitude. Soon after their conversation, Yu moves into Himari's home, and starts working tirelessly on his tiara. After a couple days, Yu finishes the tiara, and Himari congratulates him with a celebratory dinner. The next day, when they come to check up on the tiara, Yu's eyes widen in horror as he sees the withered sunflowers. Before Yu can lose his will to live, Himari takes him on a drive so he can get new flowers and remake the tiara. Thankfully, Yu is able to finish his project in time and presents it to Kureha. She admits that the tiara is pretty, but tells Yu it's not good enough for her to not take Himari to Tokyo. Turns out, Sakura told her all about the ruined first attempt, and on that ground, she tells Yu he didn't give his all to keep Himari. Once Kureha leaves, Yu directs his anger at Sakura, asking her why she ratted him out. That's when she reveals the box of jewelry that was returned to him. She then shows Yu a piece of jewelry, which shocks him as he sees it decaying. Now that Yu knows what's going on, Sakura tells him that he isn't serious about becoming a creator, and should give up if he is going to make such mistakes. While Yu quietly acknowledges Sakura's words, Himari takes Himari home. Later on, she meets with Shinji, who urges her to go to Tokyo with Kureha. When Himari tries to counter him, Shinji reveals that if she becomes a famous model, she would be able to promote Yu's jewelry. However, Himari insists she has to support Yu, but Shinji tells her that she should let Rin do that, and if her love is strong enough to withstand distance, then he'll help her get Yu once she returns. Later that day, Himari tells Yu she is leaving for Tokyo. Despite knowing it's the right decision for both of them, Yu tells Himari he'll quit everything for her if she tells him to. Now, tearing up, Himari tells him that she can't have him give up on his dream. Before parting ways, Yu holds Himari's hand one last time and quietly says goodbye to the dream of romance he wanted with her. After a few days, Rin's mother tells her to deliver a cake to Shinji from Kureha. After reaching his place, Rin finds Shinji dancing in happiness now that Himari is going to Tokyo. Seeing this, she tells Shinji it's not fair for her to bag you in Himari's absence. However, Shinji reminds her that everything is fair in love and war, when Rin counters that if he manages to outsmart Kureha, she will definitely fall for him. While Shinji remains quiet, Rin reminds him that everything he did until now was so Kureha would notice him. Even his goal of becoming a top tennis player was because he wanted to prove to Kureha that he was better than Hibari. Realizing she is right, Shinji tells Rin it would be fun for him to defeat Kureha in her own game, but warns her that she might not get the chance to get closer to Yu. Rin remains confident in her decision and tells Shinji she wants to win Yu's heart fair and square, causing him to feel sorry for Himari, who will have to deal with such a strong romantic rival for life. The next day, Yu waters some flowers that used to be Himari's job. He then wonders how his life would look now that Himari is going to Tokyo and starts panicking. Just then, Shinji arrives and tells him they should have a heart-to-heart, since he will be going to Tokyo. Shocked, Yu asks why he is saying that, and he reminds him how he was once ready to give up on his entire life and follow Himari to Tokyo. However, Yu counters that it's different now, since Himari wants to become a model for him, but Shinji refuses to accept his reasoning and tells Yu there's no shame in forgetting his own ambitions and supporting Himari. When Yu remains silent, Shinji pushes him by telling him that his love for Himari was never sincere, which upsets Yu, and he aggressively tells Shinji that he knows nothing about his relationship with Himari. Before he loses control, Yu runs away, realizing he has only ever loved Himari. Meanwhile, Himari waits for his bus and realizes she is a backstabber for everything she did to Rin. While Himari is reflecting on her feelings, she wonders if she had been less pretty, then maybe she could have stayed with Yu and had a normal life with him. Just then, Rin shows up and asks Himari when she is going to stop playing the good girl and just admit that she wants Yu for herself. When Himari tries to argue, Rin clocks her by calling a liar who can't express her true feelings. Hearing this, Himari bursts into tears and hugs Rin's chest pillows for comfort, admitting that she doesn't want to go to Tokyo, but if she doesn't go, then she won't be able to help Yu open his store. Just then, Yu comes running towards her and tells her he doesn't want to go to Tokyo because the only thing he cares about is having her close to him. Overcome by her own emotions, Himari is about to confess her feelings when Kureha tells them the show is over and it's time to go. Himari quickly tells her she doesn't want to go, but Kureha reminds her she has no say in the matter because of her debt. Just then, Shinji throws a bag full of cash at her, claiming that Himari's debts are now paid. On cue, Hibari drives in, and Shinji reveals he signed a contract with Hibari and got paid early on. Hearing this, Kureha announces she is done playing this game and tells Hibari to drive her away before she slimes everyone. Once they leave, Himari and Yu realize they are finally free, until Shinji reminds them that they owe him, and as payment he wants Yu to make accessories until graduation. To celebrate this moment, Himari takes them to a restaurant where they eat until Himari goes bankrupt. Later on, as Yu and Himari walk home together, he tells her that he wants to pause his dream of opening a jewelry store. When Himari anxiously asks him why, Yu reveals that by being focused on opening a store, he was ignoring a lot of things, which resulted in his failure. He then asks Himari if she's willing to wait for him, only for her to stay blushing. Yu suddenly starts laughing, and tells her that he had her in a chokehold just now. After whining to Yu for clowning her, Himari then asks him if they'll stay best friends like before, and Yu pulls out the choker she threw at him, revealing that he added a tulip seed inside it to express his love for her. A few days later, Himari and Yu water the garden together, and she asks him if he loves her a lot. While Yu backs away out of embarrassment, Himari only gets closer, until she falls on top of him. Just when they're about to kiss, Shinji and Rin tell them to get a room. Do you want a bestie like Himari? Comment flower if you do, and as always like and subscribe for more anime content.